me a scarf or something, man. Dealing with this weather. Scarf and a dang on a scarf and a damn ski mask. I cover the crown of my head. Shalom, 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 shalom. I would first like to begin the camp lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rahaha Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. I'm glad to be back out here on another Sunday camp lesson, man. You feel me? It's been dark and gloomy all day, and I've been in my room, so I didn't realize. I guess it was raining earlier today. Really been chilling all day. Nonetheless, though, the truth must come out for everybody to hear. Okay, so like I mentioned in my lesson last night, last night, I said I was going, you know what I'm saying, give an update on things going on in the news, Lord willing, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. So I done this before. The last time I did this was like, it wasn't too long ago. It was not a couple. It was probably about 3 weeks ago, I want to say. Yeah, probably about 3 weeks ago. So I put in chat, which it wasn't ChatGPT, but it's just AI. I call it chat though, for the sake of the video. I put in the chat. I said, what are the current events going on in America, as in the U.S., and what are the current events going on with the world right now? That's why I asked it, man. Let me make sure this thing is rolling. Everything's set. Just make sure, you know what I'm saying, double check behind myself and make sure everything is good. Things of that nature. All right, come. So, I put it in the chat, man, and I'm gonna go ahead and get what I got from that. Like I told y'all, I hadn't been too deep into the news like I typically am, because I usually do a pretty good job of reading over articles or at least looking in the headlines. And, you know what I'm saying, if it seems intriguing to me, I'll go and dive a little bit deeper and see what's going on. But I hadn't been doing that, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to get back on the prowl, hold myself accountable, do better, do right. So, hey man, it is what it is. Now, let's see. I said current events going on with the U.S. right now. It says major current events in the U.S. as of Sunday, November 30th, 2025, which is today, include an ongoing political and public debate over immigration policy following a recent shooting, continued U.S. military action, and geopolitical tensions involving Venezuela and Ukraine and various significant domestic news stories. So I knew about all that stuff, right? The basic level stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go deeper and dive deeper into, I might even pull up this guy, if I can remember, Lord willing. This guy I watch and listen to from time to time. Not Dabu 7, but he's a guy who just goes into a lot of articles and stuff like that, current events. On TikTok, it's a Jake. I can't remember the nigga name off the top of my head, but I follow him on there, so I'll be able to find him. But nonetheless, though, so there was a. Let me make sure. I don't want to read this incorrectly. There was a shooting that happened near the White House with two people that were in the military. I want to say two National Guard members. I'm going to read this. It says, immigration crackdown and D.C. shooting. The Trump administration announced a halt on all asylum claim decisions and a pause on visas for Afghan nationals after an Afghan national was identified as a suspect in a shooting that deleted one National Guard member and critically injured another in Washington, D.C., which the person that perished was a woman, another person was a man. Nonetheless, though, it says, the incident has intensified the political debate over immigration policy and the vetting process of Afghan nationals who assisted the U.S. during the war. Now, I look at this as a PSYOP, you know what I'm saying, psychological operations, which is a unit in the military, man, to see how, you know what I'm saying, the common folk, the normal people, civilians, and things of that nature will respond to severe outcomes, right, or critical situations, so to speak. Let me see if I can get a definition of PSYOP. Glad I brought some water. I heard hiccuping like a mug. But yeah, and the reason why I said it is because the nigga was a part of the CIA and working in Afghanistan. That's the only reason why I say that. It's almost like when they were talking about how, I want to say this was last year, around the time Donald Trump was trying to get elected for office. And the reason why I'm standing this way is because typically I would do my lessons this way, but I can feel the breeze coming from this way, so I'm trying to negate it from hitting my face, man. But yeah, I say the reason why, like, if you remember this, there was a point in time where they were saying that Venezuelan immigrants were going around and threatening people, taking over apartment complexes and stuff like that. You gotta realize that when they talk about stuff like that in the news, and this nigga's already talking about how he wants to deport immigrants and he wants to get immigrants out of the country and stuff like that, they use it as fuel. So people see that on the news and they say to themselves, well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but some people will see that on the news and say to themselves, oh, look at what these people are doing. They coming into our country and they causing hell. Just like with the dude who they claim was in ISIS and went out and killed all them people in New Orleans at the beginning of the year. Literally at the beginning of the year, January 1st. So you gotta look how that type of stuff lines up, man. Mind you, this nigga was in the CIA, Afghanistan. And he went and killed or tried to delete two National Guard members with, you know what I'm saying, Afghanistan and Pakistan having a conflict, which Afghanistan is backed by the U.S., or at least they was having a conflict this past month. I'm not sure if that's still going on. And Pakistan being backed by China, right? Those are proxy wars. So it's conflict with that as well. And then just the U.S. overall history with Afghanistan and Iraq and things of that nature. You gotta look into that type of stuff, man. Just question when you see certain shit on the news, because you can't believe all of this shit that they put out, man. You can't. It's just too. There's too many holes. There's too many gaps with the information. So like, goddamn. So let me look this up real quick. PSYOP, psychological operations. It says a PSYOP is a psychological operation which is a military or government activity that uses propaganda and other communication methods to influence the emotions, motives, and behavior of foreign populations or adversaries. So just like when they had the racial wars going on, which they're still going to continue to go on and get worse and worse, right? I think, I want to say, with Israel, you know what I'm saying, and Hamas and those Arabs, with all the tension that was going on, they had an incident a few months ago where an Afghan might have been, not so lucky, an Arab might have been attacked by an Israeli or something like that. Some with some students, and a nigga might have stabbed a dude. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did a lesson on it though. But it's like little stuff like that. So if you have something like that going in America, just think about how these Edomites that's ride or die for Donald Trump, America, patriotism, which is just at an all-time low, but still you still have people who are behind this shit 10 toes down. Just think about tensions that could come from that. You see somebody that may look like an Arab or an Ishmaelite, right? Middle Eastern, quote unquote. Now, you might have cases where those people are getting attacked or getting looked at in a certain way because of this situation. It says these operations can also refer to other creative or commercial endeavors, such as independent animation studio named PSYOP, which is not what I'm talking about. It says the military use of the term is more specific and refers to operations aimed at achieving political or military objectives by influencing a target audience. It says military and government definition, goal, to influence the emotional and mental state of the enemy of a foreign population to achieve specific political or military objectives. Methods. Employ a wide range of communication media, including radio, television, loudspeakers, leaflets, and social media. Now, remember they did that and showed us that in the movie Leave the World Behind. They were dropping leaflets out the air, out the sky, as a way to show the people that all the things that was going on at the end of the world, right, was at the hands of Arabs or China, right? And I might even go back and watch that movie tonight, Lord willing, if I remember, because that was a good ass movie. Nonetheless, though, right, that type of stuff can be used to throw people off. I want to get this. I know you need to cut some holes out of this. Didn't I mean to push that.
Niggas want my crown. Put it on, but it don't fit.
It says, the book of 2 Corinthians 2, And 10, to whom ye forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgave anything to whom I forgave it, for your sakes forgave I it in the person of Hamashiach, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Furthermore, when I came to Troas to preach Hamashiach's gospel, and a door was opened unto me of the Lord, I had not rest in my spirit, because I found not Titus my brother, but taking my leave of them, I went from thence into Macedonia. Now, I brought that out to say, actually I'm gonna bring this out as well. Man, ever since I've seen them videos and stuff like that, of them birds that be fake, I just be looking at all these birds out here like as if they, like, are these motherfuckers real or not, man? By the way they be moving and their patterns, I just be questioning it. That's all right, let me get this. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, which meaning the son that brings destruction, right? These Edomites, man, more and more, they're going to start getting exposed for the things that they've done, the things that they're doing, and their agendas, right? More and more, they're going to start getting exposed to that shit. And it's going to become evident. It's not going to be a hit like how the Obadiah 1 and 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, man. Those who he thought was cool with, they exposing your ass, Esau. They're exposing you. Even your own women, man, they're exposing you, dog. And no, it's not on the crown of my head. It's not on the crown of my head. But they're exposing you, man. They're exposing you. They just said that this nigga is in it. Let me make sure. Let me confirm. You know what I'm saying? Let me confirm. It literally says, this is NPR. National Guard shooting suspect served in CIA counterterrorism unit, group say. The Afghan man who allegedly shot 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. previously served in one of Afghanistan's elite counterterrorism units, according to Afghan Evac, a nonprofit run by U.S. veterans and others who served in Afghanistan. The unit was operated by the CIA with direct U.S. intelligence and military support, according to Afghan Evac. So the nigga worked for the government. You can't make this shit up, man. It says, let me continue reading real quick. Let's get a little bit more background. The dude's name is Ramanallah Lakanwal. Lakanwal's unit, NDS-03, operated at the direction of the CIA and fought the Taliban on behalf of the U.S. government, the group said. on behalf of the U.S. government. Like I said, the nigga worked for the U.S. government. CIA Director John Ratcliffe said in a statement earlier Thursday that the shooter involved in the attack who came to the U.S. from Afghanistan in 2021 was admitted to the U.S. due to his prior work with the U.S. government, including the CIA. So if you think, oh, this nigga just went off the rails and he just said fuck it and just went and killed 2 National Guard members not even miles away from the fucking White House, then you are slow. If you don't think this is an inside hit, then it's something wrong with you. Oh, man. Hey, man, I'm prophesying to the wind right now, cuz. I'm prophesying to the wind right now. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody out here. There may be some that listen and watch this online via the YouTube. But hey, man, look. For those who won't hear this, they gonna hear it. And for those who gonna see this, they gonna see it. And the Lord gonna place it in front of somebody. All I know is it's two important entities watching this right now, and that's all that matters. Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, the Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son. But man, that's wild that people actually think in their mind. They think in their mind, nah, the government wouldn't do that. If you think in your mind, nah, the government wouldn't do that. Every time you think that, I just want you to think this right behind it. You know what? Nah, they would do that. Don't even put it past them. Don't even have that thought, nah, they wouldn't do that. Man, they know that they have but a short time, man. They time is running out. They got to do something to get these people riled up, dog. And people ain't even talking about this shit for real. I ain't heard nobody talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Here and there, but it's not nothing crazy like you would think was going on. There is no patriotism left in this country, dog. None at all. Now it says tactics can include psychological pressure, deception, and strategic communication campaigns. Examples: encouraging enemy troops to surrender, promoting civilian support of U.S. interests, or countering hostile propaganda. Can you believe that I seen a commercial yesterday that talked about Hamas wanted to delete all the tiny hat people and that there were a problem? Are we being serious right now? That the tiny hat people are accusing these people of being terrorists. I shouldn't even said that word, the T word. Are accusing these people of being the T word. When if they looked in the mirror and we looked in the history at how many bodies and how much destruction these people have caused on Earth, they're unmatched. Nigga, they're the Olympic dream team. They are the New York Yankees when it comes to bodies. Nigga, if you don't know what the New York Yankees got, they got 27 World Series championships. That's the most championships in any major sport league. That's how much they doing numbers. The U.S. and them damn small hat people. Edomites as a whole is just destructive, dog. So you can't. Their wickedness is unmatched. The only person that can match it is a wicked ass 2/3 ass Jake nigga. That's the only one that can match it, really. Your counterpart. But other than that, man, like, bruh, they wickedness is unmatched, man. They have legend badges. The only thing they got Hall of Fame badges. They got legend badges in 2K. Legend badges, man. It's unmatched. Literally, it's unmatched. So now that we done got, let me see. You can even say that 9 + 1 1 that day. You know what I'm saying? That nigga said, we ain't smell no dust from the Twin Towers, nigga. You can even say that for PSYOP at this point, right? A destructive day that left people fucked up in the head, messed up in the mind. I wasn't alive around that time. I wasn't even thought of during that time. You know what I'm saying? When that happened. But you know what I'm saying? You could look at that as a big one, because that's really the biggest event that's done happened over here, for real. If you want to be real, Pearl Harbor, and you know what I'm saying. But other than that, it ain't nothing crazy big explosion type of nothing like that on U.S. soil yet. Mind you, yet. That's why we letting y'all know that we finna see something that has never been done before, man. Ain't nothing really happened or popped off over here, right? But it's coming though. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. That nigga said, run. Talking about Pegasus. He's running. Yeah. Pegasus, Peg Pundit. Shitty leg ass nigga. I ain't like how you just pulled up on me. Nigga, with that motherfucker like he had a problem, nigga. Nah, let me stop playing. Alright, let me go on to the next thing, man. No, Salaki, let me go back to this. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. These countries are about to start coming against Carolina Great with all the antics that they have and the BS. Best believe that. Who opposeth, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 4, so I was going to get last. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And that all plays in the, you know what I'm saying, the digital ID, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I gotta show y'all this, man. I mess around and do a lesson on this or something like that. You know what, matter of fact, I'm gonna wait. I'll do a lesson on that, because I got a few things I want to pull out since I was in them airports the past 2 weeks, past 2 weekends. I was in them airports, and like I always say, man, anything when it comes to new technology, anything when it comes to them trying to change their society. Crazy. This lady outside with a damn t-shirt on. Like it ain't 30-something degrees outside. But hey, that just also tells you who they is as a people, man. They come from cold, cave-like environments. But any type of new technology, any type of digital anything, nigga, best believe that shit gonna be in an airport. First and foremost, it's gonna be in an airport. If anything, it's always gonna be there first. U.S.-Venezuela tensions. The U.S. has escalated pressure on Venezuela, with President Trump ordering its airspace closed and suggested military action is forthcoming. Also, no, I ain't gonna say that. This comes amidst reports that U.S. military airstrikes targeting alleged drug traffickers in the region may have deleted survivors of an initial attack, sparking calls for a congressional investigation and raising concerns about potential war crimes. They keep on attacking these damn boats, but they ain't gonna invade Venezuela because they know Venezuela is backed up by Iran and Russia and China, I believe. So they ain't gonna move forward with it, because if he do that, he knows it's gonna be a war with Putin, and he don't want that. As much shit as they talk, as much as they say, oh, we got the most nuclear warheads, oh, we got the best military, oh, we got this and that. Y'all ain't gonna make a move, and y'all ain't gonna jump the gun, because you know if you get involved with Russia, that's your ass. Donald Trump is an idiot. Okay, he's stupid, but he ain't that damn slow. And whole time the Lord is gonna put the spirit on him, or somebody to eventually make that conflict come to pass, it's just not the time right now because World War III it's gonna be it's gonna be near the end. That's one of the final prophecies, right? So that's gonna end up happening. They're gonna end up going to war with each other. You know what I'm saying? BRICS and NATO, or whatever you want to call it. But that's not gonna happen for a while. And I don't mean like a while as in a long time, but it's other prophecies that gotta come to pass first before that happens. All right. But I can go ahead and get this, man. Cause it's always something with these. Might as well get this. Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. I was watching the beginning part of a lesson from the elder brother. What's his name? Damn. Elder brother GMS Orlando. Shit. Isaiah. Yeah. The other brother Isaiah. Why do you how about you? Shot. He was doing a lesson on a woman. This bitch, Jake women and just women in general don't got too much sense. I'm gonna just say that right now. But they just like it when it comes to their decision making as a whole, and then just them picking men, right? This Jake woman got shot 10 times. This bitch got shot 10 times by her boyfriend. The nigga kidnapped her, drove her somewhere, took her to the hospital, dropped her off. You know what I'm saying? And then they caught the nigga, right? They showed this nigga mugshot. This nigga had an AK-47 tattooed on his face. And you thought, and the nigga had a dermal piercing in his face. Faggot ass nigga. Oh, Salakia. Damn. Salakia. It just came out, slipped out. Fruitcake ass nigga. This nigga had a dermal piercing in his face. And an AK-47 tattoo on his face. Like this. I just got an AK tattoo right here. And you thought that this nigga was stable or sound in the head? Like, it's obvious signs with these women, and yet they still choose to deal with these niggas. So the fact that that happened to you, I don't have no sympathy for you, baby. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. You chose to lay down with that nigga and deal with him after you seen he was fucked up. You never think to yourself, I don't know, this might not be a good idea. This nigga might be crazy. Nope. Nonetheless, though, the elder brother's point in the video was the fact that you got the Lord plagued you, right? Fucked you over, stricken you, but you never considered that it's the Lord doing these things to you, right? You never considered maybe I should change my ways or repent or turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's basically what my point was in bringing that and connecting that with what I just read. Now let me get this. Ukraine peace talks U.S. and Ukraine officials are meeting in Florida to discuss a potential peace plan for the war against Russia, which that's not going to happen. Putin has said multiple times he's not coming to no deal with y'all as the Trump administration pushes to bring the conflict to an end. If that's the case, if y'all want to end the U.S. and Russia, then that means if y'all want to end Ukraine and Russia, then that means y'all have to come up with a deal that ends the genocide that's going on over there in the Gaza Strip. And do you think Benjamin Miloukowski is going to agree to stop deleting them damn Arabs and Hamas? Let's be for real. What did it say in the scriptures? His words, his mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. They like bloodshed, man. It gives them morale, just like it says in the book of Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? The wicked, they thirst to do wickedness, right? It give them a drive. It give them adrenaline, man. They search out and they creep and they see what innocent people they could prey on. Because I best believe if Israel wouldn't do this to no other nation that was bigger than them, they wouldn't be picking on them. But they know, you know what I'm saying, these people over here in Gaza, they don't got no army. They got Hamas backing them, which is a rebel army. From, you know what I'm saying, around the way. It says Northwestern University settlement. I don't know nothing about this. Northwestern agreed to pay $75 million to the U.S. government to end the investigations into the anti-Semitism on campus and have its federal funding restored. As you can see, you say one bad thing about these people. I don't know too much about what's going on over there in Northwestern, but this how you know who's in control and who's in power of the world, especially over here in America. You can't talk bad about them. You can't even say certain words. They took certain emojis off of TikTok concerning them. There's certain shit you can't say or do. They limited freedom of speech because of this group of people. They're so damn sensitive. But that also comes with prophecy, right? It's famine of the word, dog. The book of Amos, chapter 11 and verse Salakia. The book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh, the Most High Power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. That's why in that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. As we always say, man, we ain't going to be here forever. We're not going to be here on the highways and the byways prophesying and preaching and teaching this truth. So seek the Lord while he may be found. Let me get that. People look at us as if we do this for nothing. Isaiah 55 and 6. Let me hold verse 5. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee, because of Yahweh thy power, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. And it says, seek ye the Lord Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way. Okay. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So seek the Lord while he may be found. Insinuating that there will come a time where the Lord won't be found, right? Where there will come a time where the Lord won't be found, where you won't be able to obtain him or search after him. It says, pardon of former Honduran President Trump's plan to pardon former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was convicted of drug trafficking, has drawn criticism and adds a new dynamic to the political landscape. Domestic incidents and weather. I'm finna start flying through these because it's cold in a motherfucker. California mass shooting. 4 people, including 3 children, were deleted and 11 others were injured in a shooting at a family gathering in a Stockton, California banquet hall. The suspect remains at large. I think I've seen that. A major winter storm system brought significant snow and freezing rain across parts of the Midwest. It was snowing in St. Louis the day after I left, causing hundreds of flight cancellations and thousands of delays for post-Thanksgiving travelers, which typically don't snow like that this early on, but you know, it typically gets to snow really, really heavy in like January, February. It says, a northern Arizona resident died from the plague. The FDA is also facing scrutiny over an internal memo that claims a link between the C video and child deaths, which experts have called irresponsible. Hey, they starting to see why all these children is dying and having heart problems all of a sudden because of that damn shit. But y'all want to go and take that. So just know, y'all who took that shit, y'all gonna be the same people taking this damn mark. Y'all gonna be getting that shit in y'all hand and in y'all forehead, whichever one. But y'all gonna line up for that as well. Cause y'all fell for that okie doke. Y'all fell for the bullshit. Cause y'all trusting these people. Like it says, man, the real corruption, the real wickedness within the city gates. But they put it on other people. They put it on other nations as if they the wicked ones. Which, of course, they are. They're the heathens. But ain't nobody as wicked as the people over here in Babylon the Great. It's unmatched. Keep on trusting these people like they fucking give a fuck about you. So lock you for my profanity, man, but damn. These people don't care about you, bruh. Going on the world news, man. U.S. and Ukraine officials are holding talks in Florida on a proposed peace plan to end the war. They ain't gonna do it. I already read that. Moving on. Gaza conflict. The death toll in Gaza has risen to over 70,000, which is more than that, since the beginning of Israel's offensive, with a fragile ceasefire repeatedly tested by violence and Middle East tensions. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Miloukowski has requested a pardon from Israel's president in his ongoing corruption trial, a move that has drawn controversy. Pope Leo XIV is on his first overseas trip to Turkey and Lebanon, calling for peace and a 2-state solution to the Israel-Palestine conflict. Y'all now remember that these are the same people that broke 500 treaties with the natives, right? They ain't coming to no peace talks, man. They broke 500 treaties with fucking Gad and Reuben, man. They not. Tensions are escalating after U.S. President Trump, yep, read that. Deadly Hong Kong fire, the death toll from a massive fire that engulfed high-rise residential towers in Hong Kong has risen to at least 146 people, with many more missing. I seen that. Southeast Asia flooding, I talked about that. God damn, I didn't realize it was this much. I talked about that, but the death toll has rose since I talked about it in my lesson yesterday. Catastrophic flooding and mudslides caused by cyclones have killed over 900 people across Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. Sri Lanka has declared a state of emergency. Yeah, the Lord is not playing, man. He's bringing forth judgment across the 4 quarters of the earth, dog. And it's either you with him or you against him, right? You either with him or against him, man. The country is holding the Honduras election. The country is holding a presidential election overshadowed by fraud accusations and a U.S. threat to cut aid if Trump's preferred candidate does not win. U.S. shooting. I already talked about that. Assisted suicide. Ludwig Manelli, the founder of the Swiss Right to Die organization, Dignitas, has died by assisted suicide at the age of 92. So it's a lot of shit going on in the news, and I know it's even more than that going on in the news, but that's just the things that have hit the headlines and the breaking news and things of that nature. So, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Salaki. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, or Hakwadash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders. A great millstone once again who taught me the truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And so next time I say Shalom Israel, Shalom, and as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom. And stay warm. The water Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The water Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai.